you know what's a great idea? Sleep in the podcast room, in the audio booth. And I was like, what? She's like, I do it all the time. That's an interesting idea. Okay. And I was like, what do I do? She's like, she gave me a blanket, and I went and slept in here for like a half hour to 45 minutes. I freaked out your employees so bad. They walked in and saw me just sleeping on the ground. I looked up and I was like, hey. Good morning, evening, afternoon, whatever time it is by you. Welcome back to the Underqualified Knuckleheads Sports Podcast. I'm your host, as always, Andy Newman, and alongside me is the man, the myth, the beard.
No, it's a little mustache.
No, it's still got the beard. You got,
well, yeah,
it's a little bit
I gotta trim it up again, but I like to do like a heavy mustache.
Oh,
with
yeah,
a light
with a light beard? Yeah. What's your name again? I'm sorry, I forgot.
Daniel Keene.
Oh, hey! Wow.
As always, I will say it was an okay morning. It is not a great afternoon, and it's gonna be a sucky evening.
But it's gonna be great when we go to Taco Bell.
We're gonna go to Taco Bell.
We're gonna
go to Taco Bell.
You know, back in the day when we did these podcasts, every time, the good old last semester, so 2 semesters ago.
2 semesters ago.
No, it would be last semester. No, we're getting to the point where this is the semester's
It's almost
over.
2 semesters ago.
It's almost 2. Whatever. We would go out and we would, after we did the podcast, I don't even remember like what time we actually did it, but after that we'd go out and get lunch, and it would be some Taco Bell every time. And I would always get my 3 Doritos Locos Tacos, and you would buy everything on the menu and then not like any of it.
I like to try different things.
And,
I just saw a tweet from Caleb Zuver, friend of the podcast.
Zoovs.
Absolute legend on Twitter. He retweeted something or quote tweeted something that was like, Taco Bell is the only fast food restaurant where you go up to the menu and you're calling an audible. Like, you're waiting to see what hits you.
I like that.
Going with the flow of it. That's what I like to do with Taco Bell. Because, like, I'm not going to lie, 75 to 80% of everything at Taco Bell tastes exactly the same.
Really?
Yep.
Well, I've only had like 2 things at Taco Bell.
No,
ever.
literally, like, all of the burritos, same flavor.
Really?
Yep.
Well, and I really enjoy. I always tell my dad this because he's a big Taco Bell fan. He was back in the day where you could buy like a $1 taco or like a 50-cent taco. That was his jam back in college and
that's
early
when
adulthood.
Everything worked in this country.
Yes, and he thoroughly enjoyed and still really likes Taco Bell. But the one thing that I always make fun of is how the Taco Bell beef can't even be really called beef. It has to be called beefy because there's not enough beef for it to be called beef legally.
It's like made mainly of soy, right?
Yeah, something like that. But my dad doesn't care. He's like, does it taste good? I'm like, yeah.
Tastes good.
And it doesn't matter.
Sometimes gives you a tummy ache, but it tastes good.
Hey, whatever. No.
Whatever.
I've never had that problem, thankfully. So,
really?
Yeah, nope. Taco Bell. I'm just too good.
I had an issue with Culver's once.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I had you guys.
Oh, by the way, speaking of Culver's, we're calling off all bets.
Oh yeah, we called
all bets are off
bets because the Lions are doing great.
They're doing way too good.
I still think we should go get Culver's.
We can do that.
We can always go get Culver's.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, as friends.
Yeah.
You know.
Not as competitors here.
Fun fact: outside of this audio booth, Andy and I are friends.
That is.
Well, sometimes.
No, we are.
No, we've just been super busy.
Yeah.
Speaking of, much apologies for the last few weeks. It's been
a wild ride.
It's been something.
We've been closing out the semester, just a lot of stuff going on,
a lot
everything.
Going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But next semester, hopefully, we'll be a little bit more consistent.
We're gonna hit the ground running.
Yeah, we're gonna go hard in the paint. I really think
go
so.
hard in the paint.
That's what I want. Yeah.
Yeah, I will say we're here on Friday, which is the day before. Like, this is the last day that students are on campus for the semester.
Except for me. And both of us, because we have to be here until Saturday. Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Well, so, yeah, the RA thing. Andy and I both have to close out the dorm.
Yay.
Which means, so actually, residents or students have until 9 a.m.
They do have
to move
until,
out.
yeah.
But as my boss has politely said, if you see people, like, try to encourage them to leave before Saturday morning, because
get them out.
Yeah. So tonight we're gonna go. Like, I think 7 o'clock is when our staff is meeting. I don't know when you guys are meeting.
I don't think we're meeting.
Oh, really?
I just think that we're just gonna show up, wake up, and then go.
Yeah. So what we're doing is we're meeting tonight for the kids who've already checked out. They put like a thing on their door, like I'm out. And then we have to check rooms. And when we say check rooms, like everyone gets super worried. We're in there for like 10 seconds. Half the time we don't even go in the room.
Did you close last time?
No. I went home early for Thanksgiving.
Dub. Oh yeah, you did. I remember.
Yeah, but I think you just like open the door and you check to make sure like no major appliances are plugged in. You know, they didn't break anything terribly just yet. I don't know what else they check for.
Policy violations.
Oh yeah, but like, put it in a drawer.
Yeah. That's kind of what I said. It's just hide it.
Hide it.
Hide it. I mean, no, don't have it. That's what I said.
Yeah, we are upstanding. Yep. Upstanding at our job.
Yep. I don't hide it.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yep.
Don't have it.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
But hey, back to that Thanksgiving thing. Did I just realize we literally not had a podcast since before Thanksgiving?
Wow.
Wow, we really dropped the ball.
It's been a
it has.
It's been a wild little month since our last podcast.
But I will say, I think this makes our 10th episode for the semester. So I think that's a pretty good round number.
Yeah, we're not oversaturating our audience.
I don't think
we're
so.
We're giving you guys just what you need and just what you want, but not too much of it.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think they deserved a little break.
Yeah, they deserve a little break. Oh, Culver's. We were talking about Culver's.
Yeah, what?
This isn't even a sports podcast anymore.
No.
But you ever had the Curder burger?
No.
So it's literally a burger, and then they have a whole patty of cheese curd. Like it's a circular cheese curd patty. That sounds amazing, right?
Yes.
So I got it.
Yeah.
I won't go into details, but it was not a great stomach night for me.
That's disappointing.
Very disappointing. And I low-key, I don't know if it was because of that or because of, something else I had that day.
Let's just blame it on the other thing.
I was blaming it on everything else, but I feel like it's going to be tough for me to eat that again.
That's disappointing.
But I would love to give it another opportunity. Taco Bell, never really. It gives me, a stomachache and I want to lay down, but, it's not like it's like you ate a lot of saturated fat stomachache.
That is true.
Anything bad.
Okay, let's actually get into sports. You want to do that?
We are a sports podcast.
You want to do that? I did say sports podcast at the beginning of this, not whatever lifestyle and food eating and whatever podcast. Home ec.
It's something. It's something. It's the number one sports podcast.
It's the number one podcast.
It's the number one. Yeah, name a podcast you listen to more than our podcast.
Probably Mearns.
Mearns does have a podcast.
I would listen to that if I cared. I don't.
Whoa.
No, I love President Mearns. Sorry.
I also love President Mearns. I've listened to a couple episodes. It's called Our Call to Beneficence or something. He interviews a lot of alumni. It's really good.
But wait, Mearns hosts it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought he was just an all-time guest.
No, he hosts it.
He's the main guy.
Yeah,
I might have to check it out.
It's two people. He brings on a new alumni. Oh, I don't know if it's always alumni.
Is Dave Letterman been on it?
Probably not.
Oh,
guy's pretty busy.
What about John Shatner?
John Shatner?
Papa John.
That's his last name?
Yeah, Shatner.
Like William Shatner?
Yeah.
Are they related?
No.
That'd be funny.
That would be.
I don't know.
Maybe they are. They kind of look similar.
Do they?
No. They're both old. I don't know.
All old people look the same? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, sure.
It gets to a point.
Yeah.
No, but it's a nice podcast. I will say, a podcast you should be listening to, and all you should be listening to, the Corporate Competitor podcast, which is my internship for next semester.
Ooh.
Corporate Competitor podcast is hosted by Don Yeager, Ball State alumni.
Yeah.
Overall, amazing person. He interviews and speaks with CEOs of major corporations about how sports has impacted their life.
Wow.
So I'll be working
with Fortune 500 CEOs?
Yeah, he interviewed one of the more recent episodes he interviewed the Delta CEO.
What about you going to get Musk?
Probably not.
Oh,
I don't know if that guy talks pretty well.
Yeah, he was an Iron Man 2.
He was?
Yeah.
Oh, he was in Iron Man 2 for 30 seconds.
Yeah, he was just like, hey, what's up? And then
he was like, hey, what's up? You know he's not the richest man in the world anymore?
It's Bezos?
It's somebody. It's not him.
Oh.
It's because he's tanking Twitter. Did you see he banned a bunch of journalists on Twitter?
Me.
Free speech. Woo.
Me.
Sorry, that's a whole
Why did I bring up Elon? I'm sorry.
No, Corporate Competitor podcast is genuinely amazing. You should all check it out. I will be working as a long-form researcher for that podcast.
Speaking of podcasts, are you still doing Return to Action, or is that the end? So that was a face I wasn't expecting.
There wasn't anything bad about it.
Yeah.
Just most of our episodes were on Zoom. I think we did 4 or 5 episodes, and they were good, but it kind of trailed off in that not a lot of people wanted to come on. And when they came on, they weren't really prepared to talk about a lot of stuff. So it was really hard to kind of keep that up weekly.
Yeah.
I think next school year, I'll hit the ground a little harder on that.
You'll go hard in the paint.
You know that's my phrase.
Yeah.
You picked it up.
No way.
I 100% was saying hard in the paint before you were saying hard in the paint.
I probably was saying it at some point though, and then I just remembered it.
It is a great phrase.
I like it.
But yeah, it kind of trailed off a little bit. We'll be back next semester. Well, they want
back with a vengeance.
Well, they want someone to pick up basketball, but I say very candidly a lot. I'm not actually that well versed in basketball. Like I can cover basketball, I know basketball, I can work a basketball.
You know basketball sayings.
Hard in the paint.
Yep. There you go.
But I don't cover a lot of I'm not in enough on basketball to where I could host a podcast about it.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
I understand that.
We are pretty good with football, and there's a lot of football going on right now. We've missed.
Hold on. Before we do that, one more thing, one more teensy thing. I just remembered when you said podcast. So there is 3 guys that work for you, I do believe, that are new, that are freshmen, that have a podcast in here. There was one day that I was feeling not very good, and my head kind of hurt really bad, and I wanted to go home and take a nap, but it was too far away. So our Newslink Indiana's this director, I know you're laughing because you know the story, said, "Hey, you know what's a great idea? Sleep in the podcast room, in the audio booth." And I was like, "What?" She's like, "I do it all the time. I did it. I slept in here a couple times." I'm like, "That's an interesting idea. Okay." And I was like, "What do I do?" She's like, she gave me a blanket, and I went and slept in here for like a half hour to 45 minutes. I freaked out your employees so bad. They walked in and saw me just sleeping on the ground. I looked up, I was like, "Hey." Like that was an interesting thing that happened. I don't know. I just wanted to talk about it.
I don't think they classify as my employees
or whatever.
Like the people I work with. But
yes.
No, because they come to me all the time and they're like, "I don't know how to offload this file from the thing," because they do it I think they did it in Audition.
Yeah.
And I was like, "I don't really know. Ask Andy." And they were like, "Who's Andy?" And then one of the guys was like, "Oh, is that guy that was asleep in there?" And I was like, "What?" I've pulled all-nighters in the newsroom, and I just kind of like head down on my desk.
Yeah.
I've definitely pushed those two. We have like these seated recliner chairs. I just push them together. It makes a little bed. But you got to do what you got to do, and you had to do that day.
Yeah. No, you know what? It was good. I appreciated it.
I don't think there's any hard feelings.
No, I definitely freaked them out. That was funny. And I was.
Were you like in the corner?
I was right there.
Did they I imagine them like opening the door and hitting it on your head.
Yeah, no. I was like asleep, literally like right there. And then I was kind of concerned going into this. I'm like, okay, it's the middle of the day. There's got to be some people that are going to come in here at some point for some reason. And Logan was like, no, it'll be fine.
Did you not lock the door?
You can't. That's the whole. You're not supposed to.
Oh, okay. You're not supposed to. Never mind.
Yeah. That was an interesting time. But so I've been in the audio booth a couple times prior to, yeah.
Just a wild little moment.
Definitely. I just wanted to talk about it, let it know, share some anecdotes of my life in the past 3 weeks.
I think we're really not that much of a sports podcast.
Not anymore.
Right now.
Well, I think like the first 15 minutes is kind of a free for all, and then we get into some sports.
It's the warm up.
I like that.
And I think we do it with our guests too. They warm into it.
Yeah. Let's go into it.
So I made a great transition before you talked about sleeping. In the
I'm sorry.
Booth,
yeah,
but it's okay.
Yeah. What was it? Say it again.
No, I don't remember it.
Okay.
But
neither
you were
do I.
sleeping in the audio booth, just like people have been sleeping
on the Lions.
Hey! The Lions are now 6-7, about to be 7-7 once they dust off the New York Jets.
Yes.
They are, and I quote from ESPN, in the hunt for a playoff spot.
They are in the hunt.
In the hunt.
That Seattle Seahawks game last night, very helpful for you as well.
Very helpful for the Detroit Lions.
Where are they at right now? Are they 8 seeds? 9 seed?
They're the 9th seed right now.
Okay, and they're behind who?
They're behind Seattle, who's now 7-7. Actually,
yeah, because
they're gonna. I think if they win this, they're gonna leapfrog Seattle.
Yeah, they would.
And then the Giants are the 7th seed.
Oh yeah, because they're 7-5-1.
They're 7-5-1, last team in. The Commanders are also 7-5-1. Honestly, we could beat out either of those teams for that spot.
I don't know what happened to the Giants. I've been kind of disappointed. Like they were 6-1, now they're 7-5-1. They just kind of fell off really hard. Saquon
really hard.
Saquon has been
still doing good.
No, he's been disappointing actually.
Well, a little disappointing, but
No. Trust me, I'm his fantasy owner right now.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's been not good. Last week it was 5.8. The week before that it was 13.
I thought he was still putting up something.
And then the week before that it was 4. It's been a struggle recently. Mm-hmm. So I think they're kind of figuring out Saquon maybe a little bit, and that's kind of just caused everything to crumble.
Yeah.
I don't know really what's going on. I haven't watched a full-on Giants game since they were 6-1. So I don't know. But disappointing.
Yeah, either way, for what we're going to do, since we're about to leave for break and be off for a hot minute here, unless we do some sort of Zoom call.
Which we could, maybe.
We'll
could
see,
if you want.
We'll see how it goes, and you got to make sure the connection's good.
Yeah.
Part of the reason why the return
to Maction?
I think it's Return of the Mac, actually.
Oh. I like Maction better.
I also forget the name sometimes. But
I like Return of the Maction or Return of Maction. I think you should.
I think it's Return of Mac.
I think you should rename it to that if it's not that.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Well, because I think they gave me the name, and I thought it was Return to Maction or Call to Maction or something.
I like Call to Maction way better. Yeah.
Yeah. And
this
then
is good.
And then like I went to
workshop it.
I wanted to edit the podcast and upload it, and they had sent me like the cover photo that they had and this and the other. And it was Return of the Mac, and I was like, that's not great.
No.
But
no, it's fantastic.
Part of the reason sometimes that sucked is we'd be on Zoom calls with like 3 or 4 people, and it would like, have you ever had that Zoom call where like the words just sprawl out into electronic noise and then get back?
No.
It was very hard to understand.
Oh, yeah. Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about
what
now.
We're going to do with the NFL playoffs because I think we'll be back. I think they'll still be regular season games.
We'll be back. I get back January 6th, and the first day of classes is the 9th. So, and I do believe, I'm not entirely sure.
Is that the last week of the regular season?
It might be the first week of playoffs, actually. Because I remember usually the last week of the regular season is always like January 1st.
January 8th is the last day of the regular season.
Oh yeah, because there's an extra week now.
And our first episode back, we're going to be making playoff predictions today. Our first episode back, we're going to grade our playoff predictions, and then we're going to talk a little bit of the playoffs.
I keep forgetting that there's an extra week. But so back in the old days when there was only 16 games, the regular season when it ended in like January 1st, and then we would have the Super Bowl like the first weekend in February.
Yep.
But now it's the second weekend in February, and then right after that, the freaking XFL is going on. So
the XFL.
Yes.
We know someone in the XFL.
I think we do. I think his name is
Drew Plitt.
Andrew Plitt. No, sorry, it's just probably just Drew.
Wait, do you think it might be Andrew? No,
I don't know. I want it to be. I want us to have like a kinship.
We interviewed the guy. We probably should have asked him.
I was like, "What's your full name?" Why would we ask what his full name?
Well, like I feel like a lot of times when somebody's. I mean, do you think Drew Brees is Andrew Brees?
Maybe. Let's ask.
Wait, let's look.
We do know people that know.
We do know.
We can go to that Purdue game and we can just ask him. Yeah.
Drew Brees.
Did you hear about that? That Drew Brees is the like interim assistant head coach or whatever.
Yep. So he can start recruiting.
Jeff Saturday has paved the way.
Andrew Christopher Brees.
Goat. Look up Drew Plitt. Maybe he has a Wikipedia page.
All right.
As the Renegades quarterback in the XFL.
We're going to get Arlington Renegades jerseys, but
they're not selling they're selling them, but they just have like the number 22 on them, so like it's kind of a waste.
Is that going to be it? No, I don't think it's going to be.
Does he actually have he should. I mean, he was in the NFL. I would assume he'd have a Wikipedia page. No?
No, his full name is Stephen Andrew Plitt.
So, kind of.
Kind of.
So his nickname is his middle name?
Well, a lot of people do that. I had a friend.
I
had a friend growing up who.
I have a friend who's like that.
Yeah, who just go by their middle name.
I mean, they go by the middle name, but he's the shortened version of his middle name.
Hey.
Okay. I have 2 friends that do that actually, Eric and Cole.
Well,
Andrew, those are their names.
You know, I have great connections with two quarterbacks.
Shout out William and Everett.
Oh, what?
Those are their first names. Sorry, whatever. Never mind.
All right, off topic.
Yeah.
Let's get back to the NFL.
Let's go.
We're gonna go AFC, then NFC. Okay. I'm gonna read off who we have in the hunt.
All right.
Or I don't think so. No one in the NFC is the AFC have clinched a playoff spot yet,
and no one in the AFC is gonna be good.
Yeah, no one in the AFC. No, I think the AFC.
The AFC's not bad. It is incredibly disappointing to what I thought it was going to be this year. Yeah, I thought the AFC was going to be an absolute powerhouse.
The AFC West I thought was going to be really fun to watch.
The best division in the NFL is the NFC East.
Yep.
Or the AFC East, honestly. The AFC East is also really good.
Yeah. Okay, so technically in the hunt, but first in the AFC East, Buffalo Bills. So I think they beat the Dolphins. They might clinch. Either way. Bill. If the season ended today, Bills would be the 1 seed.
Yep.
Chiefs would be the 2 seed. Ravens would be the 3 seed.
Yeah.
Titans would be the 4 seed.
Yep.
Bengals would be the 5 seed. Miami would be the 6th seed, and the Pats would be the 7th seed on the bubble.
Yeah.
Which means like
In the hunt.
In the hunt, pretty
Yes.
much. I don't know why they say in the hunt is if the season ended today, they'd be in the playoffs. But it's actually in the hunt means they're still looking for a whatever.
I don't really know. I don't think that. I think on the bubble and in the hunt are both just interchangeable terms.
On the bubble are the 6 and 7 Los Angeles Chargers. The 7 and 6 Los Angeles Chargers. The 7 and 6 Jets.
Yeah.
The 5 and 8 Jags.
Nope.
5 and 8 Raiders.
Nope.
5 and 8 Browns.
Nope.
5 and 8 Steelers.
Nope.
4, 8 and 1 Colts.
Yep.
Are still on the bubble.
Yeah.
There are 3 teams officially eliminated from playoff contention: Texans, Bears, Broncos.
That is insane.
The Bears, I would have been a little bit surprised by. The Houston would not be surprised by. Bears, I would have been like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Broncos?
That is insane.
I think we had conversations on this podcast about how insane that the Broncos team was going to be.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly,
they played pretty well last week until Russell got his possible concussion, I do believe. Jerry Jeudy had like 3 touchdowns.
That was a bad. Did you watch the hit?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, he did not look good.
I'm not. Do you feel like there's been more concussion protocols or more incidents of concussions this year?
Maybe people are just focusing on it more.
Or maybe it's more of a focus.
But yeah, and by the way, shout out Nelson Aguilar for trying to not have Devontae Parker die. Yeah, no, it was.
I think he got so. Yeah, but I feel like there's been more moments that I don't know. Maybe it's just because I've been paying a lot more attention to teams outside of the lines this year. But Tua Tagovailoa.
What?
Devontae Parker.
Yep. Russell.
I don't know why.
There's a lot of them.
Russell Wilson.
This is just like the past 2 weeks.
Yeah. I feel like it's been more public.
Kenny Pickett had one.
There's a
lot. There's been a lot of concussions this year. That's true.
That or maybe they're just cracking down on them more, which is
also
good for the NFL. After 30 years of denying concussions were a thing.
That was not good.
Okay, so the top 7, I think is relatively solidified, but I think
you talk what for what
for the AFC. So Bills, Chiefs, Ravens.
No,
Titans,
I think
Bengals.
you know what's crazy is that I legitimately the top. I used to really like the NFL's playoff format.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I'm kind of thinking of it, at least in terms of how the CFP has been doing everything and how there's all this big controversy about it should be the 4 best teams or whatever and that TCU isn't the best team and neither is Ohio State. If you look at the top 4 teams in the AFC right now, those are not the top 4 teams at all. Those are not. The Chiefs are better than the Bills. The Ravens...
I would disagree there.
I think the Chiefs are far better than the Bills. The Bengals better than both the Titans and the Ravens by a long shot. The Dolphins probably better than the Ravens and way better than the Titans. Patriots and Chargers and Jets all better than the Titans.
Yeah, but
I think the Titans are probably the 9th best team in the AFC right now.
But that is why the NFL playoff format is better than the CFP right now.
Why?
Because if you just go with the CFP format for the AFC and the NFC, then the Titans and the Ravens get in, and the Bengals don't get in, the Pats don't get in. The Dolphins.
Well, yeah, no, I know. I'm just talking about how teams should be determined to be in the playoffs, kind of thing. I just think it should be the best 7 teams. That's what's kind of annoying.
I think it's going to be the 7 teams with the best record, which at the end of the day, that's how you decide who played better. I think you can have a star. I was talking about this at dinner last night.
Yeah.
The LA Dodgers, they have all of the talent in the world.
Mm-hmm.
They on paper are the best team in the MLB. But they're not winning like the best team in the MLB.
Yeah.
The Bengals, they have a great roster. They're definitely better than the Titans.
Yep.
In my opinion, they're better than the Ravens.
Clearly.
But they've lost 4 games this year, and there's at least 2 of those games they shouldn't have lost.
Yeah, I generally this isn't something that I wouldn't say, but an opinion that I wouldn't have. But the Titans have a legitimate chance of being having a worse record than both probably the Patriots and the Jets. They're going to be the first 2 out.
Yeah, but
and being in the playoffs. Yeah, because our division is so bad.
The AFC South is horrible.
It is horrendously awful.
I always forget who the 4th team is. I think it's Jacksonville.
It's the Jags, Colts, Titans, and Texans.
Yeah, it's funny.
We are bad.
Well, over here in Oh, I'm getting a phone call.
Ooh, Lisa. Hi, Lisa.
Does Lisa want to be on the podcast?
No, probably not.
Okay,
I would call her back later.
I'll call her back later.
Call her back later. Call her back.
Shout out, Lisa.
Ask her about that thing that I need to talk to her about with Bowling Green, Kentucky, that I thought was Bowling Green University.
It's okay. Well,
Whoops.
We're sorting out some press passes for tomorrow for the Indy Classic, and
Ooh,
we haven't heard back from them yet.
Indy Classic. What's that?
So the Indy Classic, it's at Gainbridge
Yep.
Fieldhouse where the Pacers play. It's going to be...
Oh, Ball State's playing in that, aren't they?
Yeah, it's Ball State versus Illinois State.
I wrote about
and then
that. I forgot.
Purdue versus Davidson.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, it's
Purdue's playing.
Yeah, Purdue's playing Davidson.
I cannot believe Purdue is number 1 in the nation.
I don't.
They have 2 starters from Fort Wayne, freaking Indiana, and they're the best team in the country.
I don't think they are.
They are.
I mean, they're ranked number 1.
But that's still
But
still
I
even
think
that.
the more the season goes on, the more we're kind of going to see the flaws in that Purdue team.
But still, I think that is crazy. Like literally, 2 of their starters both went to high schools that I could have driven to in 5 minutes. Well, not 5 minutes. Homestead's on the other side of Fort Wayne, but you know what I mean. That's crazy.
It's always crazy.
Yeah, that's wild. Also, they have Zach Edey, the insane man, the insanely tall, crazy man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. My friends talk to me about seeing him on campus. He's literally just he's a mountain. The dude is you know who I'm talking about, right? Zach Edey. Yeah, big tall dude. Looks like could be the next freaking Shaq. He's not going to be, but whatever. Okay, back to the NFL.
Back to the NFL. But yeah, I think the Dolphins.
Yeah,
I'm not thinking they'll drop out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
But I think they're going to take the loss to the Bills. And then, Let's look
I think the Dolphins are in, and I think that I looked at from what I saw there was a graphic that was remaining games or whatever, and from the looks of it, I think the Chargers have the easiest schedule to get into it, and I think the Chargers take that last spot
over the Patriots.
Oh yeah,
okay,
yeah,
I can agree with that. I think
that's what I said last year though, and then they called a timeout when they could have tied. Yeah, remember that?
I think.
Or could have just won the game.
If not the Raiders. I think if the Jets win out, which I don't think the Jets will win out.
They'll lose the Lions this week.
Yes, they will.
Yeah.
Say that one more time. For the
they will lose their. And by the way, Mike White not starting. You know who is?
Mama's boy.
Yes, he is indeed.
Sorry, that was mean. Sorry, Zach.
Why wouldn't they start Joe Flacco?
Is he still in the Jets?
Yeah. He's your third stringer.
Oh.
I don't know. I would start Joe Flacco at that point.
Over Zach Wilson. Well, but sometimes I think
maybe he's hurt.
The thought process is in the NFL, if you have a starting quarterback, in the position that Zach Wilson is in, you bench him for a game or two just to kind of bring him down to earth.
Yeah.
And then you throw him back in when.
Well, Mike White's just hurt. It's not like.
But also,
it's anything
Mike White was playing lights out.
He's not bad. When Mike White gets unhurt, he will play.
And we'll talk about a backup quarterback playing lights out when we talk about the NFC. But
yeah, I think it's the exact same playoff picture.
If the Jets win out, they can win that last playoff spot.
Doubt it,
but I don't think they will. But also, I mean, the AFC West. There's 2 teams. There's three. Or the AFC East. There's 3 AFC East teams in if the season ended today in the playoffs. And the last AFC team is 1 win out of the playoffs.
Which is, the AFC
Which,
East
honestly,
and
not
the
even
NFC East are insane.
Yeah, not even 1 win out of the playoffs. They're tied.
The
Chargers, the Pats, and the Jets are tied for that last playoff spot.
Yep.
And it would go down to a head-to-head, and the Patriots do win it. But that AFC, if let's say the...
What?
It is possible. If the Bengals lose out...
Yeah.
And
no.
Yeah, I know. And Miami, it is possible for all 4 teams in the AFC East to be in the playoffs.
Yeah,
that would be wild.
Yeah,
but it's possible.
I think that'd be really cool.
And I think the AFC East is not the best because obviously the Dolphins have had really bad moments this year. The Pats have had bad moments this year. The Jets, I don't think they deserve the record they have, and I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. But it's been the most competitive. Outside of the Bills kind of running the East, it's been the most competitive in the NFL. That if you talk about the
other than the NFC East is way more competitive, honestly.
Well, yeah, but it's way more competitive in that they're all pretty bad. The Commanders and the Jets, the Commanders and the Giants. What
do you mean they're bad?
They're competitive in how bad they are.
They're all in the playoffs.
Well, yeah, they're all in the playoffs, but they're like 7-5-1. The Commanders lost to both the Lions and the Giants and the Commanders lost to the Lions. Both the Giants and the Commanders have not had good performances this year. I don't think that the Giants and the Commanders belong in the playoffs, but they are competitive.
They're better than both the Seattle Seahawks, and I don't think they're probably better than the Lions right now.
Thank you.
But I think both teams are better than the Seahawks.
At least when I watch like Commanders and Giants games, it's less competitive. Like at least it's the playing of the game is less competitive than if I watch. I would rather watch Pats Dolphins or Pats Jets or Dolphins Jets than watch Commanders Giants.
I think that's just because it's more the Dolphins and the Jets would be more of a flashy game than this is like Washington and Giants are just like hard-nosed, hard in the paint, hard-nosed kind of football. I think it's just like it's rough and tough kind. But the Jets and the Jets and the Dolphins are just kind of flashy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can see your point, but I really think that the NFC East is clearly the best division in the NFL. That's just me. But okay, do you want to move over to? But again, let's go back to just naming out every single team that I think is going to be in the playoffs for the AFC. I think the Chiefs are going to move up to the 1 seed. I think they'll take it from the Bills at some point. I think the Bills will slip up. I think the Ravens will keep the 3. And then I think that, obviously, the Titans are going to win the AFC South because that division is just pure trash. Bengals be the 5 seed, clearly. I think the Dolphins hold on to the 6, and then I think the Chargers make it into the 7. Is there you have any differences with that other than the Bills being over the Chiefs?
Yeah, I think it's entirely possible for – I do think the Chargers are going to make it in over the Patriots.
Yep.
But I think the Chargers are going to move up to the 6. And the Dolphins are going to be that 7th seed.
Okay,
just because
I can see that.
I mean, they're going to drop. They're going to drop to the Bills this week. And
yeah.
I don't know what their schedule is after that week, but also they just. Well,
the Patriots are going to pick up a win this week because they got the Raiders. So, and the Dolphins will lose. So
yeah. So the Dolphins have Bills. They have Bills, then Packers, then Patriots, then Jets. And I think they're not winning against the Bills. There's a chance to win against Green Bay, but it is.
I think it can beat the Pats and the Jets, though. But that is a toss-up game because they're both divisional. So I don't know. Yeah, maybe the Dolphins could be out. Who knows?
The Dolphins could drop out. The Dolphins could also just hang on to the 7th while the Pats drop out and the Jets drop out and the Chargers move up to the 6th. Or the Jets could get up to the 6th. I think it's really a crapshoot in the AFC East, and that's why I think it's the best division.
Yeah,
because it is so competitive and it's so fun to watch. But
I can see that.
I do think it'll be Chargers in at the 7 or the 6.
So you value more like competitiveness than like actual just like goodness of teams. I don't know.
It's more exciting.
You're talking about the division just like as like a zeroed in instead of like as compared to the entire NFL.
Yeah.
Okay. I was more comparing just like all of the teams are way better than all the other teams in the NFL in division as compared to.
I think the competition in the AFC East.
So we value different things when we look at divisions and how good divisions are. Very interesting.
Very interesting.
Anyway, I still think that the NFC East is way better. So let's move over to the NFC East at this point.
Real quick before we leave the AFC. We're not going to go over the whole playoffs, but I want who's in the AFC Championship.
Okay.
And who wins the AFC Championship?
Chiefs, and give me probably Bills, and then give me Chiefs.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it'll be Bills Chiefs. Bills come out on top though.
And you know what? We say that, and it'll be the Bengals. So it doesn't matter.
Bengals and the Titans.
Yep, it'll be good enough somehow. All right, NFC.
Moving over to the NFC East.
Yep.
We actually have 2 teams in the NFC East who have already clinched a playoff spot. The 12-1 Eagles, who I think is the best team in the NFL right now, and the 10-4 49ers, who clinched the division last week, I believe.
Yeah,
last week, and then they did our Lions a little favor by downing the Seahawks last night.
You know what's disappointing? I'm just looking over at the live. I can't read any of the comments that people are talking to us.
You want me to read over them?
Yeah. Tell me if there's anything good in there. We tried to like move around the live at the beginning of the show earlier before we started, I know this has just been all over the place
that's why I
today.
want the live to be
Yeah,
close
I
to
would.
us
I would
so
like
we
to
get
interact with the
nothing
people that are on the
crazy.
live. Okay.
Dylan
Just-
Selke, is it Dylan?
Selks, yeah,
he
Selke
said,
Vision.
I don't know what I turned on, but it's not sports. And I was like,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Well, we're deep. We're knee deep in sports now. So
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't know.
Selke, you turned it on too early. Sorry.
Yeah. I don't know what you're
Yeah,
doing.
you were on the
show
the
up
debrief part of
when
the
you
show.
get the notification that we go live. Show up 10 minutes later.
Yeah.
You know?
No, don't. No. Listen about our lives, okay?
Oh, yeah, listen about
I
our
want to
lives.
hear it. Okay, anyway. Okay, so Eagles, 49ers, whatever. Let's go,
Yep, so
NFC.
in the hunt.
Yes.
So actually, the Niners are going to be.
Okay.
Sorry.
Now I understand. So there is a difference between in the hunt and...
Yeah, so in the hunt means if the playoffs ended today, this team would make the playoffs. But then on the bubble. But in past years, it's just been...
But, like, TV stations just use in the hunt for the teams that are on the bubble anyway. So,
So-
it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, the
okay.
NFL's trying to...
They're just trying to throw out terms that mean
Yeah.
the exact same and use them for different things.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think
Whatever.
it's funny that they're gonna have... So the two that clinch the
Yeah.
playoffs, the Eagles, 49ers, the Niners are already the 3 seed.
Yeah.
Why are they the 3 seed? Is it just based on record?
Because the Vikings have a better record than them.
Okay, that's...
The Vikings
okay.
are 10-3.
Yeah, I understand that now. So Vikings
Yeah.
would in the hunt would be the 2 seed, but
Yeah.
they lost. They lost to the Detroit Lions.
Yep.
The Buccaneers would be the 4 seed. No way. That you know what? We talked about the AFC South being bad. The NFC South is also horrible.
Oh, no, the NFC... Isn't that weird?
Tom Brady and the Buccaneers are going to get into the playoffs with a losing record.
Oh, yeah, the NFC South is far worse than the AFC South now that I think about it.
I feel like if you have a losing record, you should not be allowed in the playoffs. And
I
whichever
agree.
team has the best record. Like I
That's
think,
what I'm saying. There are flaws.
but they won the
in
division.
this.
But they won the division.
The division is pure garbage. If you throw in the freaking, I don't know, if you throw in any team in the AFC East and in the NFC South right now, they win it outright and blow out every single team.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like, okay,
I will say if you put
I think maybe Tom Brady might pull off a win over
if
one
you
of
put
those
the
teams.
Lions in the NFC South, I also think the same thing. But also, like you could put the Rams in the NFC South and they would run it. I mean, the Rams aren't even good this
suck.
year.
The Rams
are not good this year. But if you put them in the NFC South, they'd run it.
The Rams are 4-9.
Oh,
I doubt that.
Let's take a detour real quick. What you're a Baker Mayfield guy, right?
Baker Goatfield, yeah. Baker Himfield.
Wow.
That was
Did you watch
awesome.
Thursday night?
I did. That was 2 weeks ago.
Set the scene. Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago.
Or a week ago. A week ago?
Time moves weird down here.
Yeah. Down
this,
in Muncie.
This whole month has been both really quick and the longest of my life. It's kind of weird like that.
Interesting.
But Baker Mayfield cut from Carolina.
Yeah.
They said Carolina cut him. I think Carolina told him he was going to be the third or fourth string, and he asked to be cut.
Cut me, yeah.
But gets cut from Carolina. James Wolford?
Yeah, sure. I don't know. Somebody.
John Wolford?
John, I don't know. Wolford.
The
Yep,
guy,
that guy.
the backup in LA
Yeah.
goes down, signs with the Rams. 48 hours before he plays in a primetime Thursday night football game
Yep.
against
The Raiders.
the Raiders,
Yeah.
which is, I mean, not great, but whatever. 48 hours he lands in LA.
I think that there's a legitimate, like, I think the Raiders might have the 2 worst losses in the NFL.
Oh, 100%.
It's losing to Baker Mayfield after 48 hours of studying a playbook, and
I don't
losing
even think he
to
studied it.
and losing to a high school football coach in Jeff Saturday.
I really think they just really found they figured out what he was familiar with from his time in Carolina and Cleveland and maybe some of his college stuff, and then they ran with it. But either way, 48 hours on a football team, prime time, leads a 96-yard drive down the field.
Yeah.
Game-winning throw, perfect game-winning throw.
I think it was actually 98 yards.
How can you not root for Baker Mayfield? I get it. He's a little arrogant. He's a little confident, but he's been told no his entire life.
And then he does that.
And you know, the Rams, if they lost that game, the Lions would be in a better position with their draft pick. By the way, if you don't know, the Lions have the Rams draft pick from the Matthew Stafford trade, and it's going to be a top 5 pick. That's why I'm so okay with the Lions.
That was a W trade for both teams at this point.
Yep, that's why I'm so okay with the Lions marching to the playoffs right now, because people are like, oh, well, if they go to the playoffs, their draft pick is going to go, their first round pick is going to go down. Well, we have a first round pick from the Rams that's going to be a top 5 pick.
Yeah.
Might as well go all out, and we're going to get a mid first round pick, which is still not bad.
Yeah.
I love it. But if the Rams lost, the Lions would have like secured, I think not the third or the fourth. It would have like solidified it more that it would be a top 5 pick.
Yeah.
But then you're watching Baker Mayfield, and I know the Lions fan in me was like, they need to lose. But watching that drive,
it was great.
When he threw the touchdown, they caught it. I did celebrate, and I was like, wow, that was like a moment. That was probably one of the top moments of the season.
Oh yeah.
And yeah,
I turned off the game. It was one of the few games that I was like, yeah, I'm done.
Did I tell you the Atlanta Patriots story?
No.
I left at halftime and I went to bed.
Oh, the Super Bowl 51?
Yep.
Yeah,
I
think
left
I
at
think I have
halftime and
that.
I went to bed. And I woke up.
Let's not talk about that right now.
So I don't know if we finished.
Whoa, what was that?
Your
Just
phone
somebody
notification
texted
went
my
off.
phone.
I don't know if we finished it, but the losing record Bucks are the 4 seed.
Yeah.
Cowboys are going to be the 5 seed. At present moment, Commanders, Giants are the 6 and 7 seed.
Yep.
I think the Commanders and the Giants.
No. It'll be.
I think one of them will definitely miss out.
I'll be really honest. I'll be brutally honest here. I think that the most likely scenario is that both of these teams make it. I think that is the most likely scenario. I do believe that there is a legitimate scenario in which the Lions make it. I think the Seattle is just done. I think that they're out.
I don't think so. I think they're 500 right now. Oh no, they lost.
They're I think they're done. But I think that the only team that could possibly make it in over the Giants or the Commanders is the Lions. I think that they have a shot, but I think that the most likely scenario is that both of these teams make it.
Well, hear me out.
Yeah.
So the Lions' remaining schedule is at the Jets.
Yeah.
At the Panthers.
Yeah, I think that's
two
wins.
At the Jets and at the Panthers.
Yeah.
And then the Bears come to play at home.
You only have 3 games left?
Yep.
Why? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There should be more. There should be 4.
Yeah. Oh wait.
Yeah.
No, I'm reading the wrong thing.
Yeah, you should have more than one. You should have 4 games left.
Sorry, Packers too. Packers at
Okay,
Lambeau.
those are all winnable games.
Packers at Lambeau for the final game of the year.
I think you could go 4-0 there.
I think you can go 4-0 there. There is the potential to go 3-1 because it's really hard to play the Packers at Lambeau.
Yeah.
But I think
so let's just say you go 3-1. So you're 9-8.
9-8.
Yeah. So the Giants and the Commanders play each other this week. So they could tie again.
Either way, whichever way goes,
they could tie again.
They could tie again.
Yeah.
Which honestly, at this point, it
would be crazy.
It hurts them rather than helps them.
Yeah.
The first time it helped them, but now it doesn't. But then, so the Commanders play the Giants. Whatever happens there.
Yeah.
They play the 49ers. Loss. They play the Browns. It's kind of up in the air, but I still think they lose to the Browns.
I think,
and then they play the Cowboys on the final.
You're talking about the Commanders playing the Browns? They beat the Browns.
No.
They beat the Browns. Let's just say that they beat the Browns.
Okay, let's say they beat the Browns.
Yeah.
But they lose to the 49ers. They lose to the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Let's say they win to the Giants. They go 2-2 to finish the season. If the Lions go 3-1, the Lions are in the playoffs because the Lions beat them head to head.
Yeah.
Let's pull up the New York Giants.
Well,
schedule.
if the Lions lose one game, then the Commanders are in over them. But that would be that the Giants lose that game, so they're 7-6-1, and then they have 3 more games left, and what would those be?
Let me pull it up.
Again, I think that there is a legitimate chance that the Lions make it, but I think that the most likely scenario is that those 2 teams.
I know
make
we're
it.
just letting me play out fantasy.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
But so. Well, if you go back to it, if the Commanders lose to the Giants,
no, you said in our scenario the Commanders beat the Giants.
Okay, so sorry,
Yeah.
let's beat the Giants. They go 2-2.
Yeah,
they're 9-7-1.
Yeah,
Lions are 9-8.
Yeah, so that means the Commanders are in over.
The Commanders are in.
Yeah,
so the Lions pretty much need to win out.
Yeah,
but I think the Commanders could still lose to the Browns if they lose to the Browns.
Well, we'll look at the Giants then. So the Giants lose the first game.
If Giants lose to the Commanders, they play the Vikings. That's a loss.
Yep.
They play the Colts.
That's a win. And
then they play the Eagles. That's a loss.
Okay. So
they go 2-2, same position. So basically,
hold on. So they would they'd go 1-3.
Oh, we're saying they lose to the Commanders?
Yeah.
Okay. So they lose to the Commanders. They go 1-3. They're out. They go 2-2. So if either of these teams lose more than 2 games, they're out of the playoffs.
No. Well, okay. If they go 1-3, they would be 7-8-1. No, they'd be 8. No, hold on.
They'd be 8.
They'd be 8. Oh yeah, 8-1. Yeah, they'd be out.
So the Commanders or the Giants, the Lions need to win out or go 3-1.
So there is a legit chance that the Lions make it.
Yeah, because I don't see the Commanders winning.
Look at the Seahawks too.
I don't see either of these teams winning more than 2 games.
I don't even think that the Seahawks are really even like a thought anymore.
They're 7-7 now with their loss to the 49ers.
Yeah.
And then they played the Chiefs, lost.
Yeah.
They played the Jets, and then they play the Rams. So
I don't know. It'll be interesting. I'm excited.
It'll be very interesting.
I'm
and
excited.
Honestly, I don't care either way because the Lions are going to get the Rams' top draft pick. I'm like, whatever. Let's go torch somebody. Let's go to the playoffs.
They have a better chance than what I thought, but I still think that especially with the Commanders and the Giants playing each other this week. But we'll see.
Hopefully we explain that well.
I think so.
Yeah.
Anyway, so give me your.
I don't want to. So the one.
Okay.
Well, I don't want to because it's so up in the air.
Yeah.
The Lions fan of me is like, yeah, Lions are the 6th seed right now.
Yeah.
But
no, they're currently the 9th.
So.
Yeah.
Eagles 1 and 49ers 3 are clinched. The Vikings are going to win the NFC North.
I think that the Vikings probably end up getting the 3 seed.
I think. Well, they're going to.
I think that the Niners jump them.
Yeah.
So I think it'd probably be Eagles, then Niners, then Vikings, then Bucks, then Boys, and then I'm gonna go with Commanders, and then I'll go with I'll give it the Lions.
Yeah.
I'll give the Lions over the Giants.
49ers play the Commanders, the Raiders, the Cardinals. They're gonna win out.
Yeah.
They win out. They have the 2 seed.
I think the Vikes blow 1 game.
I think the Vikes lose 1 game. Whatever. The Colts beat the Vikings this week. I don't know. The Bucks are gonna get it. Ugh. Do you think they'll have a losing record?
Who?
The Bucks.
Oh yeah. The Buccaneers play the Bengals this week, so that's going to be 6-8.
Play the Bengals, lose. They play the Cardinals. They play the Cardinals, the Panthers, the Falcons.
Yeah. Cardinals, the Panthers. Oh, they might actually.
So they might actually have a winning record. Whatever.
God.
I know you don't like Tommy boy.
No one does.
So yeah, so the Bucks are going to be the 4, Cowboys the 5. I think Commanders stay the 6th.
Yeah.
And the Lions get the 7th.
So we have the exact same.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
that's a hopeful Lions in there.
But honestly,
I'm rooting for them now.
I don't see the Lions losing a lot of games right now. The mojo's going.
Yeah.
The motivation.
Everybody's drinking the Kool-Aid.
Everyone is drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm running through brick walls for Motor City Dan and the boys.
There you go.
Penei Sewell's catching passes to seal the game.
That Dan Campbell didn't even know he called. Did you see that on the Pat McAfee show?
Absolutely wild.
That's great.
So, I don't know. I'm a hopeful for it, but
yeah.
Let's move on to the what's considered amateur side of football, the NCAA.
Yeah, we're gonna go quick with these last 2 topics here.
What were our last 2 topics?
It's CFP and then World Cup kind of.
Oh yeah. So basically, we're gonna cover everything we're gonna miss before we get back.
Yeah.
And we'll discuss it a little bit.
Yeah.
I have a whole soapbox for the World Cup. Don't worry.
Wow, we're already 46 minutes in, so it's gonna be a quick soapbox.
Taco Bell is calling.
Yes, it is. I'm very hungry.
But so Georgia's the 1. They play Ohio State in the 2, or the Ohio State the 4, Michigan the 2, TCU the 3.
Yeah,
it's gonna be Michigan, Georgia.
I think so
in the championship.
Clearly.
I hate to say what I'm about to say, and I'm gonna agree with Caleb Zuber here. It would be very, very cool if it was a Michigan-Ohio State.
It's not going to happen.
Championship. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But come on.
I thought you were going to say something else.
It's literally the biggest college football rivalry in the country.
Oh yeah, of course.
In the national championship, that would be amazing.
I think it would be the lesser of the possible national championships, though, because Ohio State's just going to get smacked again.
Yep, Ohio State's going to get smacked. No offense, TCU's going to get smacked.
Yeah, I don't think either of those teams are very good.
I think it's going to be Georgia, Michigan.
I think this year is definitely a big down year for like premier college football teams. There's only 2.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then everyone was like, "Oh, why isn't Alabama in? They're way better." Because they lost 2 games. Okay, that's why they're not in.
Yep.
I'm not rewarding Alabama for not playing. Okay.
So I will say though, so the new one starting in 24 or 25.
Yeah, 2024. I'm excited for that.
So the top 12.
That'll be good.
Would have been Washington, Huskies, Penn State, USC, Kansas State, Utah, Clemson, Tennessee, Alabama, Ohio State, TCU, Michigan, Georgia. That would be great.
I like that.
I think that'll be wonderful, and I like that idea because one, college football wants more eyes. They want more things to happen, but also Yeah.
Whatever.
I think, but I think like using, they're still going to use the bowl games. They're still going to use the bowl games as part of that.
Are bowl games for like MAC schools like Ball State just going to become even more relevant now?
Yeah, pretty much.
Are they even going to have those games?
They will.
Okay.
They won't be relevant, but they will.
That'll be. I mean, whatever. Is the Rose Bowl going to be a part of that? I think it is, right?
I think it will. I think they're going to make like
they're going to have to switch up that format now.
They may make like the Rose Bowls the quarterfinals or something, or because what are the two semifinals? The Orange Bowl and
there's 6 that rotate. The Rose Bowl is one of them. Sometimes
the Rose Bowl, the Orange Bowl,
the Fiesta Bowl,
the
Citrus Bowl. I think
the Orange Bowl is the Citrus Bowl.
What?
It's
I think they're two different things.
They have oranges.
But I think they're two different things.
Orange and citrus.
Are they the same thing?
I believe so.
Okay.
We're not going to fact check that one.
Yeah, no. I actually no. New Year's 6 bowls. Bowl. Okay, let's look. What are the 4 New Year's 6 bowls? They are. I don't want to pay for Wikipedia.
You pay for Wikipedia?
No. Oh, Peach Bowl. That was the other one. Okay, the Sugar Bowl, the Rose Bowl, the Cotton Bowl, the Orange Bowl, the Fiesta Bowl, and the Peach Bowl. I thought, what is the Citrus Bowl or just the Orange Bowl? Okay. Yeah, my bad.
I just called it the Orange Bowl because they have oranges at the end.
Yeah, but it's called the Orange Bowl. I don't know what the Citrus Bowl is. It may be just another name for that. I don't really know. In the end, who really cares? Congratulations to the college football playoff committee finally figuring out that 4 teams is probably not the best way to determine a national champion.
Yep, we're almost done with CFP. That was a very quick one. Well, it's easy because there's only 4 teams.
Yeah, there's only 4 teams. There's probably the only teams that should be in there anyway.
Michigan, Georgia national championship. Who wins?
I think Georgia wins by a pretty fair margin. I think Michigan's a very good team, but I think Georgia's too good.
I don't think they win as big as they did last year in the semifinal, but I think they win.
I don't think that they'll blow them out. I think that they'll probably win by 2, maybe 3 touchdowns.
Yep. And then finally,
well, actually, at 3 is a blowout, so maybe. And then maybe 17 points. I think. Yeah, something like that.
And then finally, World Cup: France v Argentina.
Wow, what a great transition. we're trailing off at the end here.
It's okay. We're fine. It'll be okay.
Yeah, World Cup. World Cup.
Yeah, we're fine. World Cup. Have you been paying
the World Cup?
The World Cup.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I love the World Cup. I love the World Cup so much.
Sorry,
and I think
we just blew somebody's eardrums out that was getting lulled into a sense of trailing off.
Lull them into like a nice little.
Yeah, it's like you think
World Cup.
We're back. No, I've watched more World Cup soccer games than I have in probably ever in my life.
People are like, "Oh, it's the greatest World Cup." I don't think it's the greatest World Cup. I think it's been a good World Cup.
Poor Ronaldo. Portugal airport is that way. So have you not seen that meme?
No.
Where's Ronaldo? He's crying in his car. Actually, this is actually kind of a messed up situation. I'm going to talk about it real quick since you don't know about it. So there's this 9-year-old Morocco fan that was like making fun of Ronaldo after the game was over and Morocco beat Portugal. And she was just kind of like repeating what other people were saying around her.
Yeah.
And then every single one of Ronaldo's fan bases and all of his fans have like bullied this 9-year-old girl into oblivion. It's bad. Yeah. Her mom had to release an apology.
The kid is 9.
She's 9.
The kid's 9.
The kid's like refusing to speak and eat because of this whole situation. So I have learned the toxicity of Ronaldo soccer fans through bullying a 9-year-old girl for repeating what other people are saying.
Ronaldo fans are weird. I think Messi is the greatest.
Messi's the GOAT. And I've paid attention to soccer for about a month.
The boy from Rosario
he's clearly the GOAT.
Has the chance to win the World Cup. I'll say.
Yeah.
France is the
how do you say his name, by the way? Is it Lionel or is it
Lionel?
Lionel. It is Lionel. Okay.
Yeah, but like Leo Messi.
Yeah, I get it.
I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I could be wrong. I'm underqualified.
We are.
But France is the defending champions.
Yeah.
There's this curse that the defending the winners of the last World Cup don't go that far. Germany went in 2018 after they won in 2014. Germany went out in the group stages. Spain, after they won it in 2010, they went out in the 2014 group stages.
Yeah.
It's been like that. France have the chance to be back-to-back World Cup champions.
That'd be crazy.
They are a great team, but 5 players are down with illness right now. 5 players missed training today. Not Mbappe.
Oh.
But I mean, three of their 4 starting defensive players, defensive back line missed with illness or something.
Yeah.
So it could be a little bit of a rocky way in, but also It's the story.
Yeah, no.
I want so badly for Messi to win this World Cup.
That'd be sick.
Because it's always been there. He took them to the final in he took him to the final in 2014. He took him to the semifinal in 2018. I think it was the semifinal in 2018. He is done.
It's time.
He's done what he's needed to do. And people are like, oh, well, he's never won the World Cup. He's never had a great, this is probably one of the best Argentina teams he's been working with. But he's never had an amazing Argentina team. And he has dragged them to the final, dragged them to the semifinal. And this time, he had a little bit of help. It's a more built team. It's a more robust product. And it's time. He needs to win this.
I'm rooting for him. Sure.
And he wins this. He is solidified greatest of all time.
Yeah. I still think David Beckham and Zlatan are a little better, but
I can't tell if he's kidding or not.
No, I'm not.
Is he kidding?
Yeah, no. I am kidding. Yeah.
But I think for the story itself, it's got to be him.
That'd be great. I've watched full on, for all 90 minutes of play plus whatever 80,000 minutes of extra times and whatever.
That's kind of funny because FIFA's implementing, trying to cut out time wasting. They're adding they're literally
it's terrible.
It's 8 to 10 minutes extra time.
You know what my solution to this entire problem is? Stop the clock when something happens. Stop it. Just press pause.
Yeah.
Press pause. Then we don't have to add random amounts of time at the end. Just press pause when the game isn't happening. Pause the clock.
It's not how it works.
I don't care.
It's not how it works.
That's how. I think that is very dumb. Anyway, I've full on watched 3 entire games from the World Cup. I watched the entire England game. That was disappointing because I thought something was going to happen, and then nothing happened for 90 minutes. I saw someone describe it as the 2017 Warriors on a fast break, only to kick it out to Draymond Green to just absolutely brick a 3 the entire game. That was it was fun, and then nothing happened. But I enjoyed myself watching that on my drive down to Indianapolis. And then I watched both of the semifinal games. I watched them both.
Yeah. It's been a good tournament. I mean, there's obviously the overshadowing ethical dilemma that goes along.
And we've talked about that.
And we talked about it
with Bryce.
With Bryce in our last episode. Wow, Bryce.
2 episodes ago.
2 episodes?
Yeah. We had John. We had John before the break.
Yes, we did.
Johnny K.
But we talked about the ethical backdrop of this whole World Cup, and I think it can't be considered a great World Cup because of that alone. But the competition has been good, and obviously the betting favorites are France. Karim Benzema might come back for this final. He might be able to play in this final. And France is France. France is probably the best team in the world right now. But with everything I have, I want Argentina to win it, and I want Messi to be holding that trophy at the end.
I agree. I'd like to see it. I also kind of dislike how the World Cup trophy isn't a cup. That doesn't make any sense. Why isn't it a cup? The Stanley Cup is a cup. Why isn't that a cup? It's just
Why are you asking me?
Why are you asking me? I don't know. You're the soccer guy. I don't know. It doesn't make. I saw a trophy.
It initially was a cup, but it got lost. I think after the 1936 World Cup, and then I think in the 40s or 50s they instituted the new one.
The world ball at the top is cool, but it should be a cup though.
Sure.
You just don't care at all, do you?
I think it looks just fine. It's probably one of the better looking trophies in the world.
Sure. Okay.
I think the Vince Lombardi trophy's okay. I think the World Cup trophy's better.
I think it looks cool. But
the Champions League
should be called the World Ball then. The World Tournament.
Okay. I mean, you can take it up with FIFA, but not me.
You have no time for this. You have absolutely. You're like, okay. You're like Josh Allen when the reporter said this offense doesn't look it's gonna win a Super Bowl. He just goes, okay.
Have you seen that guy when he's golfing and he only speaks in movie lines? I love it.
No,
guy's a goober.
He actually Josh Allen does that. Oh no, I've seen that. I have seen that. Yeah.
Well, that does kind of trail us towards the end.
The end here
of a long episode where we discussed a lot. Thank you all for joining us.
Every time that we say we're going to have a 30-minute episode, it's always 2 times longer than that.
Andy and I were not the best in spirits going into this, and we were like, 30 minutes. We'll do a quick one. I
just want to go to bed.
I just want to go home. I want to go to bed. There's a 1,000-piece Star Wars puzzle waiting for me at home.
Hey,
I'm gonna go do my work tonight, and then I'm gonna go home tomorrow, and I'm gonna do that 1,000-piece Star Wars puzzle.
There you go.
It's gonna be great. Happy holidays to everybody.
Yes.
Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa.
Students listening, you made it through the semester, and we are so proud of you for making it through the semester. Whatever your GPA was, it probably doesn't matter in the long run, so don't sweat it too much.
Unless it does.
It doesn't.
It
literally
yeah,
nobody cares.
I've realized this.
Like, except for, like, scholarship purposes.
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Most people I've talked to, like, when we're talking about, like, resumes and career building and stuff, they're like, I don't think anyone's ever asked me for my GPA.
I'm going to splash my GPA up on there. That's going to be the first thing on my resume.
Big, bold letters.
Big, bold, like 4, and I don't have a 4.
2.9.
1.6.
Yeah, no.
Did not pass.
Mom, I have a great GPA. You saw it this morning.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Thank you as always. This is the end of the semester. I think we're still going to keep season 2 through the year. I think we decided years are going to be how we do it.
Is that? Are you sure? We'll figure it out.
Are you changing your mind?
No, maybe.
It will be discussed, and we'll talk to you in the second half of season 2
or
the
very beginning of season 3.
Sounds thank you all for riding with us. I got some plans in the works for next semester in terms of bringing on guests and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have some more time on my hands, so we're going hard in the paint.
Hard in the paint.
All right.
You want to end it differently? Do you want to end possibly the end of season 2 the exact same way, but then end the beginning of season 3 something different?
What? Oh, okay.
Underqualified Knuckleheads country. Let's ride. Goodbye.
Let's ride.
No, that was dumb.
No, that's it. Cut the tape.
Cut the tape.
We're done. We're done. Thank you.
See you next semester.